When your laptop is powered by an Intel Core Ultra processor, you've got what it takes to unlock new AI experiences. Like next-level accelerated graphics to make creation even better. Real-time personal assistance to help save you time. And enhanced gaming environments, all delivered with high-performance, low-power processing. So you get a longer AI-accelerated experience, even when you're unplugged. All while your data stays more private since it's kept local to your PC. Unlock new AI experiences with an Intel Core Ultra processor.
Alrighty, welcome everyone to our Facebook live chat. I'll be your host for the next 45 minutes. It's Marc Saltzman. I'm a freelance journalist who covers technology and an author and broadcaster. If you're not familiar with my work, we're thrilled to have you along for the next little while to chat about your next PC. What is an AI PC? What is an Intel Core Ultra laptop all about? And what are the options out there for picking up a new computer, a laptop or a desktop? We'll probably focus more on laptops today. And again, when it comes to brands, there's so many to choose from. You know, there's of course the Dell, the HP, Acer, Asus, Lenovo, Microsoft Surface, MSI, LG, Samsung. The list goes on and on and on. There's so much choice. So, and Intel, of course, is also crushing it with gamers, because gamers, whether they build their PC from scratch, something I used to love doing, you know, putting a tower together with all the components, or you're buying it off the shelf, a retailer online, a Core 7 or Core 9 definitely is what you're going to want in your next PC. So we're going to cover all of that today, as well as why shopping at Costco. I'll tell you more about Costco in a moment. But hey, as promised, if you saw any of the teaser videos leading up to today, we have a great giveaway that I am providing to a lucky participant who asks a question, who is either based in the US or Canada, so the continental US or Canada, excluding Quebec, unfortunately, because of their strict prize laws, giveaway laws. But all you have to be is over 18 or older, and we're going to randomly pick a name at the end of this chat and announce it on the Facebook live chat. So it's really easy to enter to win. All you have to do is type in a question, whether you're on Facebook. This also is simulcast to YouTube, so you can also ask a question there. Plus, we received a number of questions already since I posted those two teaser videos for today, and they're also eligible to win. So just a heads up, but if you're just learning about this now, you're going to have an equal chance. It's going to be randomly generated. In fact, that's what we're going to be using as a platform called randomdraws.com. It's a random number generator. It's a secure and compliant number generator that will randomly spit out a number based on all of those who ask a question. So we'll type in the number at the end of this chat, you know, like 100, for example. If there's 100 questions, then it'll randomly draw a number and it'll be tied to one of your names. And in the event we can't reach the person who won in order to send them the laptop from Acer, we will also have that randomdraws.com generate a number 2 and a number 3 as a backup, just in case we can't reach you and contact you. So I am giving away an Acer Swift Go laptop. It's either going to be a 14 or 16 inch, depending on what country you're in. And there's some minor variances, but this laptop is an Intel Core Ultra powered PC, which we're going to get to in a moment. It's gorgeous, thin and light, touchscreen, and again, powered by this next generation processor that's unlocking the AI PC functionality, all the different experiences that you're going to love in your next computer, whether you use them personally or professionally. Intel calls AI PCs the most significant, the biggest update in the PC space in 20 years. This is significant stuff, and no doubt you'll agree after our chat. By the way, I'm thrilled to be here shooting at Impact Films, one of their studios, with Sabag Sakarian and Serge Kashishian if I'm not butchering your last name, Serge, and Michael Attard. Savag and Serge, by the way, are the ones responsible for the Intel videos that you are seeing at Costco this month and next month across the US. I think there's like 600 warehouses in the US, and this is in all of them, if not most of them. So we're going to give you a taste. If you haven't seen, there's 6 different ones that are randomly generated there, but we're going to give you a taste of what this looks like if you haven't walked into a Costco lately. So please have a look. We're gonna queue up this video for you. The latest and greatest laptops are powered by Intel Core Ultra, which helps you unlock incredible experiences, exceptional performance, and a battery that lasts. Intel Core Ultra powers AI experiences to boost your productivity, helping you get more done in less time, and with built-in security that complements your anti-malware software. Your new Intel Core Ultra AI PC is here with many brands and models to choose from. Find the Intel Core Ultra table at Costco or visit Costco.com. All right, so that's just a small taste of what you may see if you're at your local Costco. On the TVs that run in a loop, my wife Kelly jokes that she doesn't like these videos playing because it's as if I'm watching her shop. But, very funny. But a shout out to Savag and Serge for, who I'm working with today for producing these awesome videos, again, in partnership with Intel and Costco. All right, so without further ado, while the questions are coming in, again, please write them into your chat, into the chat below. We're gonna get to as many as we can. What is an Intel Core Ultra PC? So these are optimized for amazing performance and long battery life in laptops to start. So again, you're getting a thin and light form factor without sacrificing performance. In fact, this is the secret sauce, if you will, is that these computers let you do whatever you throw at it, and with longer battery life. There's no trade-offs. So once upon a time, if you had a thin and light laptop, it meant it was underpowered. It was a trade-off. If you wanted a powerful laptop, it was super thick, the backbreaker 3000 kind of thing. So now you're getting a thin and light PC with incredible power. And again, just a couple years ago, if you had amazing power and performance, it was at the expense of battery life. So now we're talking amazing efficiency in an Intel Core Ultra laptop. And lots of AI functionality, which we're going to get to. And I don't want to get too geeky. I'm not going to talk about threads or cores or 3D performance hybrid architecture and all these things that you can find under the hood of the latest laptops powered by Intel Core Ultra. But let's just focus mostly today on the AI experiences, because I think there's a lot of confusion. We hear AI every day in the news, certainly since November of 2022 when OpenAI launched ChatGPT. The floodgates kind of opened, followed shortly thereafter by Microsoft's partnership with OpenAI and Copilot being baked into Windows, which very much Intel Core Ultra is part of, and then Google Gemini and some other players as well. So what does it mean when you see a laptop with that Intel Core Ultra badge on it, that little sticker in the corner, regardless of the brand? That means that this computer there's basically 3 processors at work here, or 3 parts to the processor family. There's the regular CPU, which is the brains or the engine that drives the computer's performance. That's what Intel is best known for the last 50 years, of course. There's the GPU for graphics performance. Gamers know to look for an enhanced GPU because it'll render images very smoothly. And now layered onto that is an NPU, a neural processing unit. So this is the third part of the solution, the third leg in the stool, if you will, which handles much of the AI tasks on your laptop going forward. So whether you're working, collaborating, creating, playing, Intel Core Ultra processors deliver those 3 dedicated engines, CPU, GPU, and NPU, to help unlock the power of AI and create immersive graphics experiences and enable high performance yet low power processing. That's, again, to me, that's mind-blowing. I've been a journalist for 30 years. I started in 1994 reviewing computer games, so I've seen the evolution of the PC. But it is unbelievable what they can do today. And this is really what we're trying to achieve with this Facebook Live video, is to tell you about all the benefits of an AI PC. And an AI PC is synonymous with Intel Core Ultra PC. So all you have to know is when you're shopping for a new PC with the brand that you know and love, like Acer, the one I'm giving away, or Asus or HP or Dell or Lenovo or what have you, as long as it has an Intel Core Ultra badge, it means it's an AI PC, which also means you may see a Copilot button on the laptop itself for quick access to your AI assistant. So while the questions are coming in, I see there's a bunch in the queue. And apologies if this is old news to some of you who have been using AI platforms like ChatGPT, but let me tell you about the benefits of having it baked into the laptop itself. So Gen AI or generative AI is part of the story. It's not the only kind of AI at play here, but Gen AI is the ability to type in a prompt or use your voice if you're using a different way to access this data, and having this artificial intelligence not just give you an answer to what you're asking for, like what your smart speaker can do, but you can actually converse with it. And it will create content. As the name suggests, Gen AI can generate content for you. It could be text, like, hey, I need to write an email to the boss about being late. Can you whip me up something that looks good? Or I got a speech at my brother's wedding. He's into fishing and poker. What's a clever speech that I can write? It can do text for you, poems, stories, all that. But it can create music for you, Gen AI. It can create images for you. It can create video for you. And this is just really crazy powerful tools that's pretty much free for the core, Copilot. There is a Copilot Pro, but a lot of it you can do for free. And now it's baked into the computer itself. Why is that important? Well, an AI PC means there's 5 advantages I would suggest to what are the benefits to having AI on the laptop itself, not just a website like ChatGPT or Google Gemini or an app. So number one is that it's much faster because it's wired into the engines itself on these Intel-powered PCs. So when you type in a prompt, you don't even need to be on the internet. In fact, a lot of this can be handled offline, which is actually the second reason why you'd want AI on PC. But it will help generate content for you, which is really important when it comes to creating images and video, because that requires a lot of processing power. Yeah, there are websites that will do it, but it can often take long, and you need to be connected to the internet, of course. But these, again, you could be a budding filmmaker, any kind of content creator that wants to generate something. It's much faster to do it on your device when it supports it. So like an AI PC can. You can even ask it, by the way, to summarize a video for you. You could say, what was the significance of this video, or you link to a YouTube video, and give me a summary of it all. Like, it's really powerful stuff. So number one is that it's faster. Number two is that it's more secure to have an AI PC and handle those tasks locally on your device than relying so heavily on the cloud. So that means, for example, when you are asking a Gen AI, when you're typing into the prompt, you're actually helping contribute to its learning, right? It's a language model that's learning from it. You may have some corporate secrets or things that you should not be typing in if you're sharing it with the rest of the world, right? And it may also be an issue with the industry that you're in as well, right? It could be something you should not be typing in because you are risking sharing your corporate or your company information. But when you're generating that prompt on device, it's more secure than sharing it in the cloud. Number three, as I mentioned, you don't need to be on the internet for a lot of these AI queries and this prompts and this conversation that you're having on your device. When you have an AI PC, you may be flying at 30,000 feet and you do not want to pay the airline for Wi-Fi. You can do a lot of these tasks offline. Or if you live in an area where the Wi-Fi is not reliable, you're setting a lot of that onto the device, which is great. The fourth benefit, and this is where things get pretty cool, the fourth benefit to an AI PC is the ability to comb through personal information. A highly customized assistant, not just one that everybody else is using like ChatGPT, but when it's on your device and you allow it to access your apps like your mail program, it could be wirelessly tethered to your phone, so text messages as well, to your own photo collection. You can ask your AI PC something like, show me the email where I was promised a raise. Or where's the photo of my wife and I at sunset on a beach? and it'll comb through all your content and dish up what you're asking for because it's on device and highly, highly personalized. So it's going to let you do more in less time because it just efficiently is going to comb through your stuff. And then number 5, and again, this isn't a Gen AI thing, but one of the main benefits to an AI PC that I think is a little underrated is that it yields longer battery life. This is the most efficient, the most power efficient processor that Intel has ever come out with. So this is really important. The Intel Core Ultra is the most power efficient processor as it consumes less electricity and in plain English extends battery life significantly. So again, whether you're looking to buy an AI PC for work or play, whether you're a content creator, a gamer, you're a student, the benefits are countless. So I was going to talk a bit about Copilot, but I think there's some questions. I want to be mindful of questions that are coming in. So we've got, oh, no, it's the screen changed. So we're going to just get to some of those. Copilot, okay, all right. So what makes an AI PC and why Intel? Good question. I think I covered that a little bit in the introduction. Intel, of course, is one of the leading, the world's leading semiconductor companies that have been at this a long time. And I would say choice. Choice is the killer app because of the choice in computers that you can go with in terms of brands. I mentioned these off the top, like, you could think of dozens of Windows makers, right? PC makers that embrace Intel, as well as choice in form factor. It could be a laptop, like a traditional laptop. It could be a touchscreen laptop, right? Something that some other operating systems don't offer. It could be a 2-in-1, where the screen bends back on a 360-degree hinge, so you can use your fingertip on it like a tablet. It could be a detachable, so not just a foldable, but a detachable where the screen removes altogether. Leave the keyboard on a desk for when you need it, or on a table or a kitchen island, and take the tablet with you around the home, and using that AI PC with your fingertips or voice. Right? So you're getting a lot of choice. There are desktops. There's all-in-one desktops where it's not a tower, but the computer is built in behind the screen itself and super thin. It looks like it's basically a monitor, but there is a PC in there. So I think to answer your question, why Intel is choice. And then again, we're talking major advancements in speed and in efficiency and in battery life. It's a win-win-win. Right? And I know battery life, you're like, okay, this is like not the first time I brought it up so far in this Facebook live chat. It may not be the sexiest of features, but as someone who travels a lot, I can remind you how important long battery life is. There's nothing worse when you need to get work done and you have to, go and plug in somewhere in the airport, for example, all those wall huggers that look miserable because they have no battery life left. That's a thing of the past with your next PC, with an AI PC. Can you give specific examples of how to use AI on a PC? Good question. So as I mentioned, the Gen AI is when you ask your computer to help you create something, right? So I gave you the example earlier of how to, asking your AI to help draft an email, for example. Students are using AI to help write an essay. You can even specify how long you want the essay to be, or how long you want it could be an article that you're writing. I don't want to talk myself out of a job as a journalist, but you can say, give me a 500-word write-up about, what is an AI PC, right? Or a 100-word answer. So it's just such a wonderful tool to leverage, whether you're a student, you're a content creator, or for productivity's sake at the office kind of thing, or if you work remotely, you can have it do that, or feed it. Again, you can do this with an AI PC because you're not risking sharing this data online as you would be with, say, ChatGPT or Google Gemini, but you can ingest data from your, your small business, or you're an entrepreneur. You can feed it data that you have access to and are allowed to ask your AI and generate some sales reports out of it, or predictions. This is really powerful stuff. You can ask your AI PC to come up with business names for you. You could say to your AI PC, hit the Copilot button and say, I have an idea for an app where people can buy and sell, watches. So it's like, eBay, but just for watches, because it's like, multi-million dollar industry, people who love watches. I need 5 names. right? So it'll generate those name ideas for you and give you even an explanation on why it's a great name. And then you could say, write the press release for the launch of this. You can even have your AI PC write code for you. You want to help create that app. Your AI PC can help write or at least review lines of code for you. You can ask it for marketing images. Okay, I want to promote my new app that looks at buying and selling watches with others, like a marketplace. It'll create a fake picture of someone with with a watch and maybe somebody shopping online through their phone that you have free access to, or a video. You get the idea. A song about your app. You can have it generate that. So that, I hope, is a good and fun example of what you can do with an AI PC. All right, thanks, Savag. Why should I buy at Costco? Okay, yeah, so in partnership, so this Facebook live chat is in partnership with Intel and Costco, and that's who we've got our videos running on, of course, all the Costco TVs. So there's a number of benefits. Number one, huge selection. Whether you're watching this from the US or for Canada, both online and in the warehouses, there's a huge selection of PCs that you can buy at Costco. A wide range of pricing. My favorite is a second-year warranty included that most others, if not all other retailers don't offer. So you get the 1-year, standard manufacturer's warranty as you would wherever you buy it, but then Costco adds another one. And there's also tech support and really, great return policies. So if you're unhappy for whatever reason, so there's great selection, aggressive pricing, the second-year warranty thrown in, a healthy, refund policy if you question anything, and tech support as well. So there's a lot of reasons, amazing customer service, of course. So there's a lot of reasons why Costco. But that's a good question, as to why. But certainly when you're shopping for an AI PC, you're going to see at least in the U.S. and I think in parts of Canada, because there's I mentioned 600 Costco warehouses in the U.S. So not all of these have these amazing displays, but there are these Intel displays, these areas where you can go and kick the tires on these laptops across multiple brands. And in Canada, there's I think 101 warehouses, if I'm not mistaken. Full transparency, I write for Costco Connection magazine as well. I have for 20 years. In March of 2024, it was my 20th anniversary as almost a monthly contributor. Sometimes I write for other Costco Connection magazines in other countries instead of in the US and in Canada, but I'm in virtually every month. I should tell you that I do write for Costco Connection, but I am partial to shopping at Costco, mostly because of that second-year warranty. It's just extra peace of mind, right, that you don't get elsewhere. But again, that huge selection. So Microsoft Copilot is tied, so that is another question that came in. I glanced at that, Savag, underneath the Intel one. What is Microsoft Copilot? So Microsoft invested in OpenAI, which is the company responsible for ChatGPT, and they have a version of ChatGPT available through Bing, through their search platform, and there's an app and all that as well, but it's being integrated now into Windows, right? So right now Windows 11, and then one day Windows 12, but the idea is that Copilot, whether it's at the bottom of your screen on Windows, or it's a dedicated Copilot button, which you will find on an AI PC, it just means it's integrated in the operating system, right? So it's not separate. It's not something that you don't have to use it, of course, but it's already included just to make it nice and seamless, right? It's so night and day. Like someone asked me the other day, well, isn't ChatGPT and AI, isn't this just basically like asking your Google or Alexa smart speaker a question like, what's the weather like? I'm like, that's nothing. That's like, that's like the Model T Ford, of cars compared to like a modern day vehicle. Like it's like night and day with what a smart speaker can do with what an AI PC can do. It's crazy. And so you do have this Copilot button on a lot of the Windows PCs today. So you'll press it and you'll have access to your personal assistant that you can interact with. Another question was, what PCs have Intel Core Ultra? So there's a lot. Again, it depends on what brand you're already familiar with, comfortable with, right? So a couple of them is LG Gram has some Intel Core Ultra PCs. Asus ZenBooks have Ultra Core Intel Core Ultra PCs, like the ZenBook Duo, which is their new fancy dual screen laptop. HP devices have it, the Omen for gamers, the Envy and the Spectre. Some of them are those 2-in-1s that fold. Samsung Galaxy Book 4 Pro has an AI PC option. MSI has Prestige, Summit, and Stealth. Again, depending on your budget and what your needs are. If you're a gamer, you may lean towards one kind of laptop over another. Dell XPS or Inspiron. I'm sure Alienware, which is a Dell brand as well, has it. So there's a lot of choice in there when it comes to buying a PC. If you're just joining us now for the first time, I'm Marc Saltzman. I'm a technology columnist and an author, and I'm your host for this Facebook live chat for another 15 minutes or so. I'm answering your questions about what to look for in a new PC, what is an AI PC, why Intel Core Ultra PCs, which is synonymous with an AI PC. As a thank you for asking a question, either in this Facebook live chat, or if you asked the question before the chat, because we've been promoting this for over a week, or on YouTube, where this is simulcast, you are eligible to win an Acer Swift Go Intel Core Ultra powered PC, whether you live in the US, continental US, or Canada, excluding Quebec, just because of their privacy, their giveaway rules, their sweepstakes rules and regulations that we have to exclude Quebec, I'm sorry. But as long as you're 18 or older and you ask a question, you are eligible to have your name randomly drawn at the end of this Facebook live chat. We're going to mention it on the chat itself to a lucky person who asked a question either before or during this Facebook live chat. And then I will send you a Acer Swift Go PC. It's either a 14 or 16-inch model, depending on what country you're in, but they're both very similar touchscreen, powered, by AI PC platform. Of course, Intel Core Ultra, high-speed connectivity ports like Thunderbolt and USB-C, fast Wi-Fi, thin and light, amazing battery life. You get the idea. So as a thank you, we're going to be giving one away.
I've got an interesting question from Alejandro or Alex Avella. Does AI materially affect the performance of a computer or laptop? If so, what is the minimum speed you recommend?
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
So the question is, does AI PC, sorry, I'm going to paraphrase here, but does it materially affect performance? So it positively affects performance because if it's an AI PC, it's an Intel Core Ultra PC, which is the best that Intel is offering. In laptops to start, there should be some desktops coming at some point. Intel does predict that 100 million PCs by 2025 will have AI PC built in, and 80% of PCs will be AI PCs by 2028. So this is like we're on the cusp of this huge movement, if you will, this revolution. Over 100 ISVs or independent software vendors are supported, like individual software companies that will embrace the Core Ultra platform and the NPU in these. So does it affect performance? It's a great question. Yes, positively. There's no degradation, if you will, in performance. In fact, you need that extra processing muscle to use AI, right? Because it is memory intensive. And so you need that kind of impact, that kind of power under the hood. And that's why you'll find often that it's 16 or 32 gigs of RAM or system memory. You'll often find a 1 terabyte solid state drive for lots of storage. And then the CPU will vary, the actual processor. And that's a good question that we did receive ahead of our Facebook Live chat is, Mark, can you explain the difference between Core 5, 7, and 9? So the short answer is the higher the number, the better. So it's a good, better, best scenario. Depending on what your needs are for a PC, you would, if you can, go with, I would recommend a Core 5 or Core 7 if you can. Core 9 is more for hardcore, gamers who want the very best in performance. So the higher the number, the better, and it unlocks more capabilities out of the processor. Just to keep things simple, again, I don't want to go into the multi-core and multi-threaded performance and all that, but basically you're going to get enhanced performance, often with better graphics processing as well, which is important for gamers. So Core 5 is for, I would say, general tasks like web browsing and email, social media access, word processing, that kind of thing. And then Core 7 is for a little bit more demanding tasks. And then Core 9, again, more for gamers, I would argue. But I like to use this sort of fun analogy is buying a PC is kind of like buying clothes for your kids. Buy a little more than you think you need today. Go bigger than you think you need today. Like buy a size or two bigger for your kids' clothes so they can grow into it rather than you having to replace it so fast. So that's what I would say is that if you think you need Core 5, go with a 7 or if you can, or if you think you're going to go with a 7, save maybe a little bit more or look for some aggressive sales for Core 9, and that will be, that will give you, basically you're future-proofing your investment. Right? You're going to be able to squeeze many more years out of it instead of thinking, oh, you know what, it's time I upgrade again, right? So it's smarter to spend a little bit more today in order to save a lot more tomorrow.
Great question from Wayne DeFreitas. How can you ensure privacy when using AR? Yeah,
great question. How do you ensure, thanks Wayne, good question. How do you ensure privacy when using an AI PC? So just by the very nature of it being on device, it's more secure. For a couple of reasons. One is, you are less likely, if you're going online, and there's been lots of AI clients that I've seen that have tried to install things on my PC and my anti-malware has caught it. So you're putting yourself more at risk by using AI online than using it on your device. And then for that second reason that I mentioned earlier is that you don't want to inadvertently share confidential corporate information to help another AI improve its database. You're basically feeding it data in order to get smarter, and then it may then in turn share it with somebody else. Like you're signing off on that when you use a publicly accessible AI platform that you're helping to teach it, right? That large language model like a ChatGPT, and in turn somebody else may get your results. You probably heard about the Google Gemini problem. It was kind of a joke a couple of weeks ago where it was the glue on pizza meme, if you haven't caught that. So let me just give you an example of what happened there. Somebody asked Google Gemini, and I'm not trying to take a swipe at Google, but somebody asked it, how do I keep the cheese from falling off my pizza when I make it, right? So the Google Gemini said, put glue on underneath the cheese, between the cheese and the bread to help the cheese stay on. So the reason why it gave that bad advice is because it was combing through content online, Google Gemini, and there was a Reddit post by a kid from a couple of years ago that said a joke about putting glue on pizza, but then in turn it gave that as actual advice. So obviously that's terrible advice, and Google is, for other reasons as well, working on its AI platform. Now that's not a privacy concern, but it's an accuracy issue. When the content is on your own device, it's more secure, it's faster, it could be more accurate and highly personalized, like I said. Great question, Wayne. Costco, Intel, or Acer are not part of the giveaway. Yes, that is true. Yes, I want to be clear about that. This Acer giveaway is from me. It is my thank you for joining the Facebook live chat. It is not being provided by Intel, by Costco, or by Acer. I did mention that off the top, but I'll say it again. This is from me as a thank you. We're going to be announcing a name at the end of this Facebook live chat. Because we're randomly drawing names, Savag, our producer, is going to be matching the number to the questions that come in and randomly draw a name, and I'm providing the giveaway. But you can find Acer laptops powered by Intel at Costco, but the 3 of those are not involved. Should I wait to buy basically the question is, what about back to school sales? So good question. I mean, yes, there will be back to school sales happening usually leading up to and in August. In the States, of course, school starts earlier than in Canada, which is typically in September. But there are often great sales to take advantage of whereby you can there'll be discounted sales, but they're already on now. I was on Costco this morning on the website, and I saw lots of sales, summer sales as well. Just make sure that you're buying an Intel Core Ultra PC because, again, because you may not be in person, I mean, great if you can go to Costco, but if you're buying it online, you may not see that sticker, that badge that says Core Ultra, which is definitely what it's gonna, this little holographic kind of badge on there. Is it true you can get a free copy of Star Wars Outlaws if you buy at Costco.com? Yeah, so there's actually an Intel promotion on select PCs bought online, if I'm not mistaken, that will include a copy of the game Star Wars Outlaws coming in August from Ubisoft. So that is great. If you can score that, it'll be basically a code that you can type in to download when it's available. Again, it should be August if I remember correctly. I'm a bit of a Star Wars fan, so looking forward to that game. And hey, it's Ubisoft, right? The folks who do Assassin's Creed and many other games. So I'm very much looking forward to this latest Star Wars game. So yeah, depending on the PC, while quantities last, and please read the terms and conditions. There will be a code with select PCs to get a free copy of Star Wars Outlaws. It should be like right there on the page, or in person. There should be a little, sign or something that says you're eligible for that as extra incentive to buy a PC. If I'm not a gamer, what are the specs I should look for? Okay, great question. So this is probably one of the most common questions that I get as a tech journalist is like I'm overwhelmed by a sea of computers. So I always say, first, if you can, narrow it down to a brand that you're most comfortable with, right? So for some of you viewers, it could be HP, others it could be Asus or what have you. Stay with the brand if you're had a good experience with them. And again, with Costco, you got that second-year warranty. But when it comes to specs, I know this can be overwhelming because we're not all like computer engineers here that understand all of this like gobbledygook, right? Like this, megapixel this and terabyte that and gigahertz this. It can make your head spin. I get it. But here is, in my opinion, a quick summary of what you should look for if you're not a gamer, which was the question. I would go with a Core 7 laptop if you can, Core i5 if budgets are tight and you really are not using it for anything that requires a lot of performance, but Core 7 for the processor. Make sure it's an Intel Core Ultra PC. 16 gigs of RAM or system memory on the low end. I used to say 12, but I would recommend 16. This will help speed up the apps, the applications, and help you multitask smoother. For storage, I would go with 1 terabyte if you can, which is about 1,000 gigs. And I would opt for a solid state drive opposed to a hard disk drive because it's faster to access content off an SSD. It's more stable. There's no like spinning platter, so it's a little bit more durable. It's lighter, it's smaller, and it's more energy efficient because spinning that platter on a hard disk drive takes up more power, so it's going to sacrifice battery life. Look for some ports along the side, of course USB-C or Thunderbolt, USB-A if you've got legacy devices. You can often find a drive like this where on one end it's a USB-C and the other end is USB-A. This is a little SanDisk guy that I like that plugs in either one. And then Wi-Fi 6E as a minimum or Wi-Fi 7. So that's the latest sort of protocol or platform for Wi-Fi wireless connectivity. You want to make sure you have fast Wi-Fi, of course. So that's what I would look for. Touchscreen is a highly personal thing. I like a touchscreen. If you want a 2-in-1 where the screen bends back, people like that because then they don't feel like they need to buy a tablet as well. It is both, right? Whether you bend back the screen or you detach the screen, which you don't see as often anymore. But there's so many, again, this is to me the secret sauce with Intel Core Ultra is the selection, the choice that you have in brands, in form factor, in specs, there's really no reason to go anywhere else because you have it all. And again, no trade-offs anymore. You're getting a thin and light PC that's incredibly powerful and long battery life. I mean, what more could you want? And some really great prices. For example, that Acer Swift Go in the US, it's on sale right now at Costco for $899 for an Intel Core Ultra PC. And I think that's the 16-inch touchscreen model with 32 gigs of RAM or system memory. That's a lot. Again, for $899 is fantastic. That's going to last you for a long, long, long time. And again, it doesn't matter what you're into. It's going to be great for you.
Question. If I am an editor or graphics designer, what's the best laptop to get, what to look for?
Sure.
Ashley Schmidt.
Okay, so Ashley asked if she's an editor or designer, graphic designer, what should she look for? A video editor. So that's where you're going to need more horsepower. So this is what I was saying a moment ago when somebody asked if I'm not a gamer, what would you recommend? So I would say if you're a gamer or you are going to need more processing power for for editing video in the field, if you will, for animation, if you're maybe a game designer or an animator and you're doing this on your laptop, or anything else that would require a lot of processing power, I definitely go with a 7 or a 9. So a Core 9, Intel Core Ultra 9 is the number you want to think of, not 7 or 5. Definitely have 32 gigs of RAM if you can, or system memory. You might be able to get away with 16, but I'd recommend 32. Have really good graphics. So research the graphics capabilities of that computer. Again, you're going to get awesome ARC graphics from Intel, but there's other options as well. So definitely look at the graphics if you're into some animation and gaming and all that. That is a high priority. And that should be it. The rest of the specs are pretty much the same, and again, you've got so much choice, so much selection that it's awesome. I mentioned that over 100 ISVs or independent software vendors are going to be supporting Core Ultra, but there's so many also computer companies or brands that also support Core Ultra, so you can stick with what you like. You're not sort of limited in what you want. And again, Costco has a huge selection of these Intel Core Ultra PCs to choose from. One more, I've got one more that was asked before the Facebook Live chat, and if we have time, we'll get to a couple more before we randomly draw a winner. And that is, what's Gamer Days, and will Costco have anything? So Gamer Days is an annual event around summertime, leading into the fall, where there are sales on Intel-powered laptops at places like Costco. So that's where you may find that Star Wars Outlaws deal, by the way, as part of Intel Gamer Days. But if you want to Google, do a search for Intel Gamer Days, you'll be able to see some sales often on gaming PCs, whether they be laptops or desktops, usually laptops. And it's around this time of year, a little bit, we're only into, getting towards the end of June. So Gamer Days is coming up, and you're going to find some aggressive sales at Costco and Costco.com or Costco.ca as well.
Arden is asking, if you have AI burnt into your chip, how do you upgrade it?
Great question. So the question was, if you've got AI on device, on the chip itself, how do you upgrade it? Well, it'll be a software upgrade that will unlock more capabilities of the hardware, right? But you're going to have that dedicated Copilot button. That's not going to change. And the processor itself was built for these AI tasks, so you're good to go out of the gate. If there are some updates, and there might be over time, it would be a software download, but you don't have to worry about any kind of hardware or changing. You don't have to open up your computer to upgrade anything, as some gamers do with graphics and maybe storage and RAM. You don't have to do that with the AI. If it's got an NPU, you're good to go. And again, Intel is saying this is the most significant update in 20 years. I believe it from my hands-on time with AI PCs, and I review a lot of devices. So you're good to go with an Intel Core Ultra PC. I think we have one or two more before we wrap up. Yeah. What's the...
We have, Pat, how long will one of these new AI computers last?
So the question is, how long will one of these new AI PCs computers last? And that's from Pat. Thank you for the question, Pat. If you take care of your computer like I do, and if you have a backpack with padding and all that, it can last several years. There's no reason to upgrade even after a couple of years if you've got an AI PC. They are future-proof. That is the whole point, is that we are on the cusp of this amazing sort of revolution in PCs and computers that can do so much more than they could even just a couple of years ago. But there's no reason why that it could not last, and that includes the battery and the screen. Like any piece of tech, you got to use it, of course, responsibly. And then because on your laptop there's also an operating system and there's third-party applications, software also on there, make sure you you update those because they will patch up any vulnerabilities. Make sure you got good anti-malware. You know, like I, for example, use McAfee, but you use what you like Norton or Aura, or you know, any of these platforms that will protect you, antivirus software, and then you're fine. Like, you're totally fine. I travel a lot and I'm pretty hard on my tech just because, like, I'm, you know, sitting in, you know, on airport floors, cranking away, like producing podcasts on my laptop, and then going to my, hotel and like throwing it on my bed and all, like, but, you know, I generally take care of my stuff, and I haven't had an issue. But again, stick with a brand that you like. And even if there was a problem, again, when you buy at Costco, you got that peace of mind knowing you have a 2nd-year warranty, just in case, you know, but I'm sure it's not going to be an issue whatsoever. I'm going to remind you, in case you at home are wondering about the giveaway and how we're doing it, I'm just going to let you know, in case you want to check out the platform that we're using to randomly pick a name here. Okay, this is really important to me that we're all on the same page. The platform is called randomdraws.com. It is a random number generator, and so we've been keeping tally of the questions that came in before the chat, during the chat, and outside of Facebook, because it's simulcast on YouTube. And we're assigning a number to anybody who's asked a question, and we're gonna, in a couple moments from now, because we are getting ready to wrap up, we don't want to keep you on your Sunday afternoon, or maybe you're watching this on demand next week, by the way. Very cool, but otherwise, thank you for letting us into your device on your phone or your tablet or your PC, you know, on a Sunday afternoon in the summer, no less. But we want to make sure that this is that you know that this is completely legit, fully randomized for a giveaway name that we're going to pick very soon. Randomdraws.com if you want to check out their platform. And then what we're asking the site to do is also give us a number 2 and 3, just in case we need it. If I write to you saying, hey, I want to, you won, if you're the lucky person watching this from the US or Canada, age 18 or older, who won, if we don't hear back from you, when I ask you where do we send it, which happens, then we will have a number 2 and number 3 as a backup. Okay, I want to be perfectly clear that this giveaway is from me. It's from Marc Saltzman. It is not coming from Intel or Costco or Acer. It does happen to be an Acer Swift Go, I believe it's called. That's what I think what we're giving away. But it is from me and not from Intel, even though it will be an Intel Core Ultra PC. It is coming from me and me only. It's an Acer Swift Go, which has some other cool AI features that we didn't even get to this 45 minutes chat. For example, AI on your PC also not only helps you create images and all that, but it'll also help you during a Facebook, a Zoom call or any other video call. It'll add things like noise suppression, using artificial intelligence to block out ambient noise around you so the people you're chatting with can hear you clearer, and do more advanced things with your video background as well, like vision blur. Like if you want to blur out the background, yeah, you can do that rudimentary, like in a similar, sort of in a basic way on Zoom and Teams and all that, but this takes it to the next level using AI. Didn't even get to that, which is another NPU benefit of having that. So there's so many reasons why you'd want it. So this Acer that I'm giving away includes Acer Purified View, which enhances video calls with automatic framing, advanced background blur, and gaze correction. That means, by the way, if you're not looking exactly at the camera, the people that you're chatting with it'll look as if you're looking right into the camera using AI. And again, that noise canceling as well around you, because it's so frustrating when you're on a Zoom call with multiple people and there's noise, right? Barking dogs, doorbells, or if they're out and not at home, you can hear, passersby or trains or what have you. So very important to have that AI. We didn't even get to that as one of the benefits of an AI PC. All right, so we have time for one more question. I hope you've all been learning something about AI PCs here today.
Do these computers have advanced cooling solutions?
Great question. Do these computers have advanced cooling solutions? From Gene. Good question. So as I mentioned, the most amazing thing to me as a geek, as a card-carrying geek, with these computers is not only are you getting more advanced performance in that same thin and light form factor, but way more power efficiency, and that includes the cooling. So if it's a gaming PC, then it's going to have more advanced cooling systems, liquid cooling and all that kind of stuff. You've seen them in the towers and all that, and it's also in the laptops, spreading out the heat dissipation so it's not affecting performance, because the hotter these computers get, the worse it is on the battery, of course, which is going to impact your performance. So we are seeing some amazing innovations in dealing with heat management and cooling, but that is, to me, the most amazing thing about AI PCs is that it's up to 30% more energy efficient. 30%, depending on the PC, but that's significant. So something that you would only get maybe a couple of hours of battery life with, now you're getting upwards of 10 or 15 or 20. I know some Intel-powered laptops can go well over 20. I know the LG Gram has one model that's like 25 and a half hours or something like that. Please don't hold me to it, but it's about that, which is incredible. More than a day of performance out of your laptop. But it does depend on a few things naturally. If you're a gamer, you know, you're not going to get a day of battery life out of your PC. So it is hinged on what you're using it for. But I hope that as we're getting ready to tally up and wrap up and announce a giveaway, that I've helped clarify what an AI PC is. It helps you out with speed, with your AI tasks, right? It is so it's faster. Number two, it's on device, so you're not as reliant on the cloud or at all, depending on what you're asking it to do. And that includes image generation and all that on the device itself. Number three, it's highly personalized, so you can ask it to comb through your own content to give you directly relevant and highly personalized answers based on your information. Number four, it's more secure because you're not looking online to get help from AI and by accident inviting some bad actors onto your device, and you're not sharing information to an AI platform that's going to then show that information to somebody else because it's building that data set. And then number five, the benefit is power consumption, that you're getting way more efficiency out of your PC. Okay, we're going to show you another Intel video to wrap up. It's another 30-second video that it's running at Costco in the US. If you haven't seen this yet, some people have been asking us to show some of these videos. Head on over to Costco if you can, but we're going to show you one in about 30 seconds. Michael, are we good to show another video? Yep, so have a look. Here's another video from...
When your laptop is powered by an Intel Core Ultra processor, you've got what it takes to unlock new AI experiences. Like next-level accelerated graphics to make creation even better. Real-time personal assistance to help save you time. And enhanced gaming environments, all delivered with high-performance, low-power processing, so you get a longer AI-accelerated experience, even when you're unplugged. All while your data stays more private since it's kept local to your PC. Unlock new AI experiences with an Intel Core Ultra processor.
The latest and greatest laptops are powered by Intel Core Ultra, which helps you unlock incredible experiences, exceptional performance, and a battery that lasts. Intel Core Ultra powers AI experiences to boost your productivity, helping you get more done in less time, and with built-in security that complements your anti-malware software. Your new Intel Core Ultra AI PC is here with many brands and models to choose from. Find the Intel Core Ultra table at Costco or visit Costco.com. All right, so I didn't see what you saw at home, but I hope you enjoyed that. That is probably me talking about these new PCs that you can find at Costco. It's been a lot of fun shooting those videos over the past few years, both for the US and in Canada. That runs in a loop on Costco's internal TV service, or PRN as it's called. I'm going to announce the winner now. So thank you to those who asked a question. A lot of people asked before the chat, during the chat, and not just on Facebook, but on other platforms as well. The winner is randomly drawn from that platform, Alejandro Avella. So congratulations to, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, Alejandro. Avella, you are the winner of the Acer Swift Go laptop that I am providing. It is powered by Intel Core Ultra, available at Costco. We are going to reach out to get your details on how to send you the PC. Whether you're in the US or Canada, you're eligible. And we'll just, chat about a few other details, and we're going to send it off to you. So congratulations to Alejandro Avella for winning today's contest. I hope you enjoyed the giveaway and this Facebook live chat. I want to thank myself, Alan Johnson and Gala from Intel for working with me on this Facebook live chat. Of course, Impact Films, where we're shooting this lovely set, as you can see. Savag Sagharian, Serge Kashishian, and Michael Attard is with us as well, technical operator today. So thank you to everybody who's been part of this. It's always a pleasure working with you. And to the viewers for taking the time to tune in on a Sunday afternoon, if you're watching this live, in the summer no less, to ask your questions about an AI PC. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm Marc Saltzman. If you want to learn more about me, you can go to marcsaltzman.com. That's M-A-R-C, unless you see my name at the bottom there, marcsaltzman.com, M-A-R-C-S-A-L-T-Z-M-A-N.com. Thank you so much. Hope you've enjoyed. Be well.